Hi, I'm Kelly, and I first started loving horses back when I was a child. And my dad bought me a horse. I helped him build the barn. I just loved having him. I used him kind of as my bicycle. I just would go out and ride in the fields, and I used to take him to the lake and take off all his tack and go swimming with him. And it was like the greatest experience of my life. I met a guy, we ended up getting married, and he also had a love of horses. So when we were looking for a house, we looked for one with a small barn. And we both had horses, and I've just, he ended up buying me a black filly, a black, girl horse. And it was just so fun watching her grow. And at that point, I had already had one son. And she was so gentle with him. And she would let him sit up on her back before we even broke her. And just so kind and gentle. And then that relationship didn't end up working out. So I had to sell her because I was moving to an apartment where I couldn't have a horse. And I was then single. While I was working in a physical therapy office. I used to go over to lunch every day at this one gas station. And I met my next husband. And he really didn't have a love for horses, but he ended up giving in after we had another son and allowing me, well, through that son who had disabilities, he used to have therapists that came into the house. And one of my therapists said, um, why aren't you using these horses for kids with disabilities? And it just started a whole cycle in my brain. And my husband and I and the two boys started a ranch for kids with unseen disabilities, and I rescued horses to help them. And we used to have um, therapists that would come to the farm and use the horses to help the kids they were working with. And I did it all by donation. It was called Hope Rising Ranch. Well, at one point we had 40 horses at our farm. And my husband was building stalls everywhere. We had two barns, and he was building stalls just anywhere we could to house these horses while they got better. And it was challenging. Ended up losing the farm for unknown reasons. And I don't think any of our lives had been the same. My boys reminisce about it all the time and say how much they missed it. And but we did a good thing for 15 years. We did a good thing. And it just got too expensive to keep them. And the farm was hard and expensive to upkeep. And I just decided to move on. But I miss them every day. The horses. I miss the smell. I miss kissing their faces. I miss feeding them. That was my favorite thing. And my boys, after they ate their dinner, We'd go out into the pasture and the horses would just be all around us. And we would just sit and watch them. Those are priceless moments to me. Absolutely priceless.